Hi and welcome to this video on how I built my cockpit. Building a DIY home cockpit poses a lot of unique challenges, and in this video I will go into detail on how I built mine. I've broken down the video into two sections. First, I will disassemble the cockpit, revealing how the cockpit is put together. Then I will show a slideshow from the build process where more design details are revealed. The sidewall is mounted to the MIP with screws and nuts in this flange here. Some stiffening is applied, and the rest is just bent aluminium. Several bends to get the right shape, and then this top plate here is mounted with the bracket screws here. Let's have a look on the underneath. See if we're able to see. Yeah, here's the big bracket to hold it in place, and a similar up here. That's all really. Nicely cut to fit the steel structure. A grill for ventilation. I've also added this fan that blows fresh air into the cabin cockpit, and then you have the tiller steering mechanism. Continue. Here's a short glimpse of the inside of the pedestal. Board you see here is my 12-volt distribution board for the backlighting, so that the main input here is connected to this potentiometer that controls the backlight intensity. Pedestal itself is connected to power, 12 volts and 5 volts. I have some USB connectors for programming the I/O cards. Then I also have a cable bundle from the MIP, which takes the CDU, first officer CDU signals down to an I/O card in the pedestal. So let's disconnect that one, and then we have to disconnect the network cables. That one. That one. Then the pedestal should be disconnected from the rest. One ground line, like so. This is free. Very nice of the CockpitForYou throttle quadrant to have a slot for the cables underneath. Makes it easier to route the cables. So this is the MIP without the glare shield panels on. Here you can see more cable chaos. Some relays for turning things on and off. Another 12 volt distribution board. Back side of the monitor with the bracket to hold it in place. Some connectors to be able to remove the panels without disconnecting everything. And here is the brain of the MIP, main instrument panel. This is the I/O card, and there is where all the cables are connected. And to be able to disconnect the main instrument panel, or the MCP, from the rest of the main instrument panel. I've made this bracket with connectors, so I can disconnect all these cables coming from in here. A little bit dark, but we'll get to that later. Here's the other side, more 12 volt distribution. A little bit less mess on this side. As you can see, all the structure is bent 1.5 millimeter aluminium, bolted together. Let's have a closer look at the mode control panel. One tinted glass has fallen out, or two, that needs to be fixed. And here you can see the mechanism for dual shafts. So if I turn this one, the inner shaft turns, then changing bank angle twists the gears. And the same for the FS panel. So we have the inner, the outer shaft, and the inner shaft for the encoder there. Same on this side. And that's worked fairly well. Okay, so here we have the yoke mechanism. It's belt and pulley driven. Main principle, this is the bank. So you have a spring system and a damper. So if I release the yoke, it dampens the motion, which is quite nice. Then you have the pitch, then it's just several springs and a damper underneath. So this has worked well for 2 years now. Here's the belt tensioner. Can take this part. Here you see the other end of the signal cable, which is then fed through a small hole. I don't know if you can see it, but it's fed into through a hole through this part here to all the switches up here. Also worked nicely for 2 years now. So with the MCP panel out of the way, we have a little bit better access to the center of the main instrument panel. So this is the gear mechanism. Or if it's easy to see or not. Let's try again. These wires need to be out of the way. Another screen bracket. Guess I will use this opportunity to add the flap gauge and the brake pressure gauge. The same with the clocks or chronometers. I have these bus bars for 5 volts. Ground is down here. This is ground, and then a 12 volt rail here. Here's a 12 volt rail, and a secondary 12 volt rail here. Here is a detailed look at overhead panels. This is the front overhead. Lots of cables. You have this I/O card in here as well. And you can see some gauges. So these are start switches from Anders SIM parts. They have been working very well. Very happy with those. The construction of this overhead panel is that you have, this is the back plate of the panel itself. Then you have this L profiles which I have modified and drilled holes and threaded. So I attached the panel to these brackets, which are riveted onto these side plates or stiffener plates. This is also a good time to show you how these panels are made. So you have this aluminium backing plate, and then you have the light plate. And if we remove the light plate, normally it's mounted or it's fastened to the back plate with some M3 screws, but I've removed those. And if we remove the panel, we can see the backlighting PCB, which is homemade. And on the rear side of the light plate you have this pocket for the backlight PCB and even more pockets for the LEDs. With everything out of the way, it's only the steel frame, the base and the yokes left. The steel frame is made out of 4 sections. You have this front section bolted here to this Y. And then you have the Y is bolted to this main frame, which is made out of 2 pieces bolted together here. And that makes it quite easy to take apart and transport or store. So if this video inspired some of you to consider making your own cockpit, remember that a DIY project of this scale will be challenging, time consuming and costly, and you really have to enjoy being a maker. It will be easier and much quicker to buy a plug-and-play solution. Still, there are some benefits that come with knowing all the details of your cockpit. You're not afraid of breaking or damaging stuff, as you're able to repair or remake what you have broken. And it's easier to modify and improve the cockpit over time, allowing you to enjoy making and flying your simulator for a long time. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.